The fastest lunch, Turkey Club. Fastest pencil sharpener. The fastest elevator. The fastest speed dial. The fastest office plan. So why wouldn't I choose the fastest Wi-Fi? I would.
Switch to Comcast Business Internet and get the fastest Wi-Fi included. Comcast Business, built for business.
Investing takes perspective. While some focus on the short term, we see long-term opportunities in all market cycles. It's made us a leader in investment management. Franklin Templeton Investments. Gain from our perspective.
What's your vet IQ? Do you know why vets recommend Minties? Because Minties helps clean teeth, freshen breath, and control plaque and tartar for a fraction of the cost of Greenies. Now that's a good trick. High quality without the high cost. That's Vet IQ Smart.
Our way of saying thank you. Wild tiger numbers are at an all-time low. Please help save them now.
The Coasties are back, and Monday, the Weather Channel is the only place to find them. Coast Guard, Cape Disappointment. Monday nights at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Arthur, now a Category 2 hurricane, continues its trek towards the northeast.
That's horizontal rain, 80 miles an hour.
Wow, 103 miles per hour at Stumpy Point, 15 miles by northwest. We are still in the eye, and we're still trying to get in the same place. Wow.
See that moving? That's the house moving. See that fish moving? That's the house moving.
Hurricane Arthur, our first of the season, our first hurricane in a couple of years to make landfall here in the U.S. And also, it's been a while since we've had a Category 2 hurricane make landfall. In fact, the last time that happened was Ike back in 2008. Well, here is what's left of Arthur. Yes, it is still a hurricane, but it is rapidly accelerating up past New England over toward the coast of Maine. But there it was last night making that landfall across the Outer Banks of North Carolina at about 11:15 last night. But right now, the latest from the National Hurricane Center, winds are still about 80 miles per hour. We should be getting a new advisory shortly. It is really hauling to the northeast at 28 miles per hour. It made its closest pass to the Cape Cod area, where Nantucket has been gusting over 60 miles per hour. Sustained winds better than 40 miles per hour. So yes, that is indeed tropical storm conditions that we are currently experiencing. The center about 95 miles south-southeast of Chatham, Mass. But as I mentioned, it is really accelerating now toward the northeast. It will continue to weaken eventually to tropical storm status, we think, by late tonight or early tomorrow morning, and then eventually make another landfall across Nova Scotia here in Canada, where those winds are still going to be up around 65 miles per hour, and then eventually Arthur will lose those tropical characteristics and head out to the Canadian Maritimes and eventually even up towards Greenland. So here is a look at where we do have those tropical storm warnings in effect for Cape Cod over towards Provincetown, down towards Nantucket. As I mentioned, those winds have already been very gusty. The rain has been another problem for southern Massachusetts, where New Bedford has been under a flash flood emergency this afternoon and evening. There you see those winds still about 60 miles per hour for Nantucket. The closer you are to that center of circulation, the stronger the winds, and of course it is the winds that cause the greater wave heights too. And you can see those winds still kind of blowing here across New York City. They had to move the barge with the fireworks a little bit south of the Brooklyn Bridge because of a strong current there. You can see Montauk on the east end of Long Island. Winds are gusting to about 25 miles per hour, but certainly not as bad as what they've been experiencing across Cape Cod, where the wave heights are certainly still up there. You can see just to the south of Block Island and south of New Bedford, we're seeing those wave heights at a little over 11 feet right now, about 6.5 feet over towards Chatham, Mass. But eventually everything will start to calm down, but it does take a while. Everything's kind of churned up right now. And there's that heavy rain, the yellows, the oranges, still indicating some of the heavier rain that is being felt right now. Provincetown, right at the tip right there, experiencing heavy downpours. And those outlying counties, that is where we still have active flash flood warnings. If you don't have to go anywhere, it's probably best to just stay at home. A lot of roads have been impacted by high waters, and you can see right in the New Bedford area where we have picked up anywhere from 6 to 7 inches of rain, a lot of it coming down in a short period of time. So the rain will eventually taper off from west to east as we go through later tonight into tomorrow morning. The rain is still going to be out there as you wake up across the state of Maine, but eventually we are looking at a drier weekend. Back to you, Paul.
Well, if you missed Hurricane Arthur coming ashore last night, you missed a very rough night of weather. And no one knows that more than the people who lived on the Outer Banks and the reporters who are covering the hurricane.
If you're in the evacuation zone and people tell you to evacuate, local officials have issued those orders, go now. Sun may be shining, but as you point out, conditions will deteriorate later today.
We ask our citizens and visitors in the eastern part of our state, especially along the coast and especially in the Outer Banks, please listen to your media outlets, weather reports, and your local officials.
And I've been here forever. I ain't never left yet, so I don't think this one's going to run me off.
Look, you can see the tide starting to come in as well. Water's starting to come up this way. We're not going to stay here. Our plan is to go back down towards Salvo. Winds are at 80 miles an hour right now.
I'm just getting sandblasted, and you can feel the stinging just through the 2 layers.
People are starting to come out. It's hard to walk on the beach, though, with all this sand that's whipping up into your face. But again, the winds will continue to die down, and that sun is going to be back out.
Well, our coverage of Hurricane Arthur continues next hour. Nick Walker and Kyla Grogan are coming up next.
That's right. The impacts from North Carolina all the way up to New England. And, of course, the latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center. There's a live look at the Brooklyn Bridge, New York.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms. High 88. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Getting hammered with the wind. Winds are at 80 miles an hour right now.
Hurricane Arthur slammed into the Carolina coast as a Category 2 in the middle of the night.
Wow.
Now the storm is in the northeast, delivering pounding rain and drenching coastal towns all along the way.
And I welcome you into Weather Center Live. I'm Kyla Grogan along with Nick Walker. And tonight we are tracking what's left of Arthur and also bringing you some of the most memorable moments from the storm. But first things first, let's show you where Arthur is now. And for that, here's Nick.
All right, thanks so much, Kyla. Yeah, Arthur is still very much alive and well and an entity to be reckoned with, particularly along the coast of the northeastern United States, where the location, the center, is about 95 miles southeast of Chatham, Massachusetts. The new advisory coming in at about an hour will probably put that a little bit farther out and farther toward the north. Winds of 80 miles per hour. It's still a hurricane. The central pressure, 976 millibars. It's really scooting along toward the northeast at 28 miles per hour. And as it is out ahead of this upper level trough, the trough will kind of begin to kick it more up toward the Canadian Maritimes, and they are the ones that are going to be in for the brunt of the storm, though not as nearly as strong of a storm as we felt down around the Outer Banks of North Carolina. So we're continuing to see lots of rainfall here from, say, the tip of Cape Cod up toward the coast of Maine, and so much rain has already fallen. We've got flash flood warnings here around New Bedford, Massachusetts, where we've had water rescues, we've had water over roadways, we've had all kinds of emergency situations there. The rain beginning to taper off now in that flash flood warning area, but the warnings are still out here for Bristol and Plymouth counties here, where we've had 6 inches of rain, over 6 inches of rain in some areas, and still a little bit more left to come. So rain still very much an impact from Arthur, and wave heights are pretty impressive as well. We still have those 6-foot wave heights here along the southern coast of New Jersey, almost 13-foot wave heights up a little farther toward the north. So as long as that wind is whipping across the water, we're going to continue to get those waves even after the rain stops. The winds have been gusting up to and above 60 miles per hour here around Nantucket. Currently a 59-mile-per-hour wind gust. At Chatham, we have a 37-mile-per-hour wind gust. So the winds still very strong, and tropical storm warnings are still up here for the coast of Massachusetts out toward Cape Cod and into Nantucket, where we've had those strong winds as well. Here's the forecast for Nantucket. We'll still be dealing with the windy conditions as we get into tomorrow, even after the rain stops. So as the skies begin to clear, the winds will still be with us. And don't be fooled, there's still going to be a lot of wave action. There's still going to be a lot of rip current action out there too. So as you head out into the sunshine for the rest of your 4th of July holiday, bear in mind the waters could still be dangerous. Kyla?
All right, thank you, Nick. Let's get you ahead of the new information that is streaming into the Weather Channel. In our newsroom, here's the latest. Arthur caused 2 tornadoes in North Carolina. Both occurred in Duplin County last night. Both are rated EF1s. In the Outer Banks, crews are working to restore electricity at Ocracoke Island. Now, last night, our own Jim Cantori rode out the storm in North Carolina.
Good evening, everybody, from Waves, North Carolina here. Really a pretty night and almost a windless night. The bugs are biting and things are back to normal here on Hatteras Island, except for the fact that we just can't get people back in here. Highway 12 remains closed, and here's why. Let me show you the area where the problem is, and it's right at Oregon Inlet, right where Pea Island is, right where the temporary bridge is, and this is pretty much as you make your way from the northern part of the island down here to the true part of the Outer Banks in an area where at times you only have about 100 yards between the Sound and the ocean. But it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous, and that's why so many people want to come down here. The area remains cut off. It remains closed, according to the North Carolina Department of Transportation, and it is going to stay that way until they, A, feel confident in the bridge that is not, undermined, and B, they can repair that road. There's about a 6-foot washout under some of the asphalt there, and they've had the equipment standing by to do just that, and they're hoping, the hope is that they get that done tomorrow, and people can start coming and going here on Hatteras Island. That is the hope. Good news is ferries. They are also running. All 7 of them that service the island are up and running once again, and they should be at full service and capacity tomorrow. All right, guys, it was a wild night. 24 hours ago, the worst of this storm was starting to come in. We told you it was going to be an overnight threat for the Outer Banks, and that is exactly what it was. Me and my crew, 17 straight hours. Check it out. We haven't gotten into the worst impacts. Everyone in Adair County needs to hunker down. It's past 1 o'clock Eastern time as we continue to watch Hurricane Arthur stroll through Pamlico Sound here. And when winds are gusting 60 miles per hour or even stronger than that at times, almost knocking me off my feet. As a matter of fact, I'm actually surprised I'm still standing. I'm almost feeling a little bit protected from the wind here, but occasionally the winds have really gusted. But wow, what a storm. This thing's packing a punch. We just had an unofficial report of 103 miles per hour at Stumpy Point, 15 miles to my northwest. We are still in the eye, and we're still trying to get at the same place that we can put our satellite dish up. Because right now, with these winds gusting near 100 miles an hour, it's going to snap it right off. Unfortunately, we are now on the southern eye wall coming through. It's starting to push Pamlico Sound back up here, all the way into our parking lot. So we're sitting up here on higher ground. Hopefully, it won't come much higher. Wow. Wow, indeed. And you know, guys, it's one thing when you're a meteorologist and you've been through storm surge, you know the water's going to come up, you know how high it's going to get and what it's going to do. But it's another thing if you're a producer or a cameraman or an audio guy or a satellite truck operator. I mean, most of my crew had not experienced storm surge like that. So I'm trying to keep these guys calm, and we're trying to get, obviously, to higher ground as the water is coming in. And I'll tell you, it was just an incredible thing. But my hat's off to my crew. Simply, once the water started going down and it was safe to go back outside, these guys all pretty much got right back to work, and we got back on the air once again to bring you the great pictures that we do on the Weather Channel. So we take you through it. Yes, we want you to leave. Yes, we don't want you there. And probably many of you say, Cantori, why are you there? I'm there because I want to show you just how bad it gets. And we do it at a safe distance from the storm. We get out of harm's way. We have a plan so that you can see why you were asked to leave. Hopefully, Mother Nature does not visit the Outer Banks in the way she did on July 3rd. Again, for the rest of the summer. That would be fine for everybody. Hopefully the island back up and running tomorrow. That's the wish here tonight from Hatteras Island. Back to you.
There. Hot stuff.
Not turning the thermostat down.
That's not what I was doing. I was just having fun. Come here. Nice and tight. Atta girl.
Daddy.
There's a sweet spot. Hold on. That didn't happen in practice.
There's a better way. Mitsubishi Electric Systems give you the temperature you want in any room with no ductwork and lower energy bills. Mitsubishi Electric Cooling and Heating. Live better. Go to MitsubishiComfort.com.
I'm a painter, and Scotch Blue is my take.
I am a painter, and Scotch Blue is my take.
Pro painters count on Scotch Blue. Now with advanced Edge-Lock paint line protector for even sharper paint lines.
I am a painter, and Scotch Blue is my take.
Scotch Blue Painter's Take.
Ugh, this dress.
New Coppertone Clearly Sheer sunscreens. Barely noticeable and face-friendly for beach, pool, and sunny days. Perfect, no matter what you're wearing.
It's so on.
Coppertone Clearly Sheer. It's on.
Inside each of us is a little bit of Minion. The part of us that wants to be mischievous. Wants to run free. All you have to do is let it out. Find your inner Minion. Only at the Despicable Me Minion Mayhem Ride at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms. High 88. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Channel original series.
This is a dangerous job.
Catching Hell. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Hi, Adam Richman here, guy from TV/beefeater/burger lover. Be sure you have 100% beef that's all natural, like this ground beef that I picked up at Walmart. For a great burger, here's a tip for grilling it up just right. Leave your burgers in peace. Don't poke them, don't move them, and definitely don't press them down with a spatula. Just throw them on a grill, flip it once, and you're on your way to burger bliss.
Try ground beef from Walmart today. It's 100% guaranteed or your money back.
Let's unplug the past. Let's say goodbye to those. And hello to whoa. Let's find a better way to cook this. Wash that. Compare those and save these. Because you can make dinner. Or you can make dinner a breeze. Are you ready? Let's do this. More saving. More doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Right now, this Whirlpool washer-dryer, just $349 each.
Heavy rains have left parts of Massachusetts underwater. More than 5 inches, almost 6 inches of rain have fallen in the New Bedford area, causing flash flooding there. Some warn New Bedford could receive as much as 8 to 10 inches of rain. And in fact, some places have seen almost 7. Let's head over to Kyla and get more on the story. Kyla?
Man, Nick, I look at that video and I just feel so bad for those folks. Flooding in the Northeast, it's going to be a problem tonight into tomorrow. You know, it takes a while for all of that water to recede. Unbelievable there in New Bedford. And today, 6.12 inches of rain. In 4 hours, they got 4.6 inches of that rain. That's how fast it's all been coming down. And in fact, we've got flash flood warnings right now for Bristol and Plymouth counties. And also, as you can see, moving a little further towards the east, also for Barnstable County. So the rain's still coming down. Our hurricane's still dragging all of this moisture into play. And certainly the Cape, they're really still getting hit. So it's going to be difficult. And you can see some of the accumulation here, looking in Rhode Island at the coast, about 4.2 inches. And again, it's all kind of piling up. Part of the problem is that we do get all of this moisture dragging drawn in, and that's exactly what's happening, and we're not done yet. It's starting to make its way also into Bangor, Maine, and you're going to be feeling the effects of this as we go throughout the night. So let's track this for you. Here's the good news. I've got some good news. It is heading on out of here. There's 3 a.m. Boston. You're starting to clear out by what time you wake up tomorrow morning. It's looking much better. Bangor, Maine is going to take a little bit longer than that to get out of there for you. In fact, look at the northern reaches of Maine. 3 to 5 inches of additional precipitation between now and Saturday. You can see about 2 to 3 in Augusta and about 1 to 2, maybe a little bit more than that in Boston, and also points to the north from there. Flash flood watches are up right through the northern reaches of New England for good reason. You saw all of that water on the ground, but here's what we call the sunshine after all of this stormy weather. Beautiful for the weekend in Boston. 4th of July may not have been so great weather-wise, but look at what's waiting for you on the other side. 79 degrees tomorrow, gorgeous sunshine, and beautiful on your Sunday as well in the 80s. Nick.
All right, let's head back to the Carolina coast where stores along the area here are ready to get back to business after Arthur. But you know what? The damage is already done here as many businesses lost some important sales during the 4th of July vacation week. But
I was really surprised to see it come through. Of course, we can prep for damage and everything, and of course we have damage, but it's nothing to compare with the loss of business. Just this week, just the loss of business this week is tremendous, and that's going to be the hard part to recover from.
All right. At least we've got some nice weather here the rest of the weekend to help us recover. Let's take a look at the 4th of July weekend forecast for Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, as we mentioned here in the Northeast, looking a whole lot better. Maine still having to deal with some of the remnants there of Arthur, some of the rain that still lingers. But by Sunday, we should all be in great shape as we dry out and see those temperatures in the mid and upper 80s. Philadelphia, sunshine and 84 degrees for you tomorrow. Raise that up to 87 by the time Sunday comes, and the rest of the weekend here around nearby Camden should be great here for the Waterfront Freedom Festival. And then toward the south, got a few showers of rain coming into the picture here tomorrow around the Florida Peninsula, up towards southern Georgia, southern South Carolina. But looks like Atlanta, Charlotte, up toward Memphis, and down toward New Orleans should be warm, dry, and sunny. Charleston, got a chance of a few thunderstorms here both Saturday and on into Sunday. But hey, Charleston's such a great place, inside or out. Enjoy the rest of your weekend there. Tomorrow, we're going to have some thunderstorms here around Minneapolis and Des Moines. We'll be watching out for spotty, severe weather on Sunday, particularly here into Wisconsin and even down toward the Chicago area. So watch out for some of these thunderstorms in this warm, humid air mass. Cincinnati, you should be in great shape here. You got the Reds games going both Saturday and Sunday and really warming up here Sunday afternoon to around 87 degrees. We're also going to see some showers and thunderstorms here around the southwest. The monsoon is back and in force here around Arizona, New Mexico, and up into portions of southern Colorado. Pueblo, Colorado, getting up to 100 degrees. El Paso in the high 80s. Thunderstorms in that muggy air mass there around the Houston area. San Antonio, enjoy the sunshine and warmth. Kyla?
All right, thank you, Nick. Well, Arthur is still a powerful storm, and despite making landfall last night, its impacts continue to be felt right now. Coming up next, we will show you where the storm is heading and who's getting the worst of it tonight. Plus, the Weather Channel deploys new technology to help measure one of the most deadly forces of a hurricane, the storm surge, coming up.
Let me show you something absolutely incredible.
That's smooth. Transform your worn weather deck into a beautiful barefoot-friendly surface with Olympic Rescue It Wood and Concrete Resurfacer.
Who are you talking to?
Olympic Rescue It, from America's most trusted brand since 1938. Available at Lowe's.
This family may love their tree, but a colony of ants will use these branches on a roofline like the Autobahn.
But I know where they are. Going from here to there. And one time a year to bait them with protein, one to bait with fat. I just shut down their freeway like a jackknife 18-wheeler. To catch a pest, you've got to think like a pest. Not just in any home, in your home.
Surely a vacuum shouldn't just work on carpets. Well, the Dyson DC65 cleans better than any other vacuum across hard floors and carpets. Works for me.
Will new Twizzlers Mixed Berry Bites ever end their rivalry with new Jolly Rancher-filled gummy bites? Not today. Bites, little greatness.
Fired.
You can't fire me. I'm the captain of this boat. I'm facing an uphill battle here.
DSL myth number 1. It can help your business save money. False. The truth is, when you compare our fastest internet to the fastest DSL from the phone company, Comcast Business gives you more for your money. Why pay more for less? Call today for a low price on speeds up to 150 megabits per second and find out more about our 2-year price guarantee. Comcast Business, built for business.
Today we're here to show real people voice control from Xfinity. Do you ever find yourself talking to your TV?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to show you something that's going to blow the camo off your shirt.
Let's see it.
You just get your smartphone, tap the mic button.
Show me Jurassic Park. Jimmy Fallon.
Kids movies on Stars.
Can your current provider do that?
No. Brilliant.
This opens up a whole nother world.
Find your favorites faster. Upgrade to an Xfinity X1 Triple Play and save when you bundle TV, internet, and voice. See for yourself. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Our way of saying thank you. Wild tiger numbers are at an all-time low. Please help save them now.
A Weather Channel original series.
This is a dangerous job.
Catching Hell. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Stay tuned for your local on the 8s, brought to you by Lowe's, the place to save this 4th of July.
Kids are fed?
Kids are fed. Homework is done. Baths are taken.
I'm impressed. Looks like you've got everything under control.
We got it all under control here. We're all good, right, guys?
Yeah. Yeah, we're all good here. Yep.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Love you.
Finally, a paint that's stain-resistant and scrubbable. Introducing new Valspar Reserve. Now get $10 to $40 off our best paint and stains.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under smoky skies. Tonight, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms. High 88. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Check out the video we've got here of storm damage on Hatteras Island. Whoa, did you see that? Hurricane force winds overturned a shed, pushed all of that water over the road. You can't even believe that you're looking at a road, really. Oh my goodness. Well, I'll tell you what, that's the kind of effects people were dealing with. And it's 20 past the hour now. Time for your tropical update. And we are here with Kelly Cass now.
Yeah, Kelly Cass joins us now to show us what Arthur's doing right now and where it's headed and how much longer we have to deal with Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur is still a hurricane at this hour, guys, and it's moving right past New England. But the good news is nobody died with this hurricane. So a lot of folks heeding the warnings, getting out of harm's way, despite some of that flooding that you just looked at there in that video. But again, Arthur did make a landfall as a Category 2 hurricane late last night at about 11:15 exactly, almost 24 hours ago. And you can see where it made landfall right here across eastern North Carolina and then accelerated off toward the north and east. And these are some pretty impressive wind gusts that we had when Hurricane Arthur made its landfall. Pamlico Sound, Ocracoke Island, 99-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Also Cape Lookout gusting over 100 miles per hour. So again, this is the first time we've had a Category 2 hurricane hurricane make landfall since Ike back in 2008. We did see a little bit of a water rise with this one as well. It would have been worse had it come in during high tide. Oregon Inlet, you saw a water rise of about 3.5 feet. Pamlico Sound, almost 2 feet. And it came up pretty quickly, as a matter of fact, due to all of our Weather Channel reporters that were out there. They actually witnessed that water coming up very quickly in just a matter of minutes. We also saw very heavy rain, especially here in the eastern part of the state. We saw as much as 5 inches of rain in some of those areas in the darker green and yellow. About 4 inches of rain in Wilmington, North Carolina. I know a lot of you had to go out there and pick up a little bit of debris out there on the roadways and on your yards, but for the most part, it's out of here off the North Carolina coast and now rapidly accelerating toward the coast of Maine. Winds are still 80 miles per hour according to the latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center, and the center is about 95 miles south-southeast of Chatham, Mass, moving very quickly toward the northeast at 28 miles per hour. So it has been picking up a little bit of steam, headed towards Halifax, Nova Scotia, where it's expected to make yet another landfall, maybe just as a tropical storm as it continues to weaken during the overnight and into tomorrow morning. Still, those winds are very gusty, especially out towards Cape Cod, especially Nantucket. Winds have been gusting over 60 miles per hour, most recently 59, and your sustained winds are about 38 miles per hour. So no wonder we still have the tropical storm warnings in effect for Cape Cod, and we've also had some pretty breezy conditions even back towards New York City at this hour, gusting close to 30 miles per hour. They had to move the barge with the fireworks just a little bit south of the Brooklyn Bridge because of a strong water current there, and there are those strong winds that will continue to be an issue for us tonight into tomorrow morning, and then eventually the rain will be tapering off as well. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you so much, Kelly. Well, the Weather Channel has partnered with HurricaneTrack.com this year to provide you exclusive images of landfalling hurricanes.
Mark Sudduth is the man behind the concept, and with some help from Jim Cantori, Mark deployed his cameras on land, sea, and air to get an unprecedented look at Hurricane Arthur.
I put the quadcopter up in the air to get some before images right over Highway 12, really showing the narrowness of the Outer Banks, how narrow they are and vulnerable to storms like hurricanes. And for the most part, the weather station that I set up, that's an anemometer to record wind, pressure sensor for air pressure, and then a camera that sends a live web image every 60 seconds. The drifting surge cam, a surge camera that's unmanned.
Basically what it's going to do, Mark, you're going to put the lens, what has it got, 2 cameras?
That's correct. It's got a GoPro sitting on one side and a streaming Wi-Fi camera on the other to provide a shot right there, both recorded and streaming live for the Weather Channel to show the world.
We told you earlier about Mark's camera. It's right here in a box, okay? And once the water comes in, and that water could easily get this high from where I'm standing, it's going to float.
The live stream worked for a little while, then it failed. And as I said, we'll have to figure out why. The water was coming up the side of the road so fast that it looked like time lapse. And it wasn't. It was real time. So it was really an amazing example of how fast the water can rise in a storm surge situation. When I first came across it, those concrete barriers were angled across the road, Highway 12, and I thought, oh, they've come out and they've already closed it off. I guess it's buckled. And then, sat there and I realized, well, there's nobody out here. That storm surge moved those concrete barriers. Right. That's incredible.
Yes, storm surge is the thing you got to keep an eye on in these storms.
That
big time.
is incredible.
Well, Arthur is losing some intensity, but it's still a dangerous storm.
And coming up next, we'll track its latest path, plus show you some of its destructive power as it made landfall last night.
At Panera Bread, our new flatbread sandwiches may be flat. The flavors are anything but. So whether it's taste inspired by the freshness of the Mediterranean or the smoky spice of the Southwest, or bold, adventurous Thai flavors, you always get flavor that's anything but flat, and always with chicken raised without antibiotics. New flatbread sandwiches from Panera, each 360 calories or less. Try one today.
Find your Panera Bread favorite and share with us. #PaneraFaves.
Summertime is watermelon time, and as a farmer, it's my favorite time of year. To know their sweetness will put a smile on someone's face means the world to me. That's why I work with Walmart. They make sure you only get the freshest watermelons, backed by their 100% money-back guarantee.
This is Kathleen. Setting up the perfect wedding day begins with her arthritis pain and 2 pills. Afternoon arrives and feeling good, but her knee pain returns. That's 2 more pills. The evening's event brings laughter, joy, and more pain. When Jamie says,
"What's that, like 6 pills today?" Yeah. I can take 2 Relief for all-day relief. Really? And that's it.
This is Kathleen.
For my arthritis pain, I now choose Aleve.
Get all-day arthritis pain relief with an easy open cap.
There once was a hungry road that ate up tires, wearing down the tread and wearing out safety, leaving worried drivers with no choice but to buy new ones. Then along came the Michelin Man who proved the right tire changes everything, putting those drivers back on the road with safety that lasts. Find the right tire for you at MichelinMan.com. Michelin, a better way forward.
The deck on the left is weathered. The deck on the right is worn. Both could use a new finish. But which way do you look? We created a Restore designed to refresh and a Restore designed to repair, so you could get a durable finish that restores a whole lot more. Restore fun. Restore friends. Restore your outdoor oasis. Now there's a perfect Restore solution for any deck, from coast to coast and every place in between, no matter what condition it's in. The revolutionary Restore 4X to refresh and 10X to repair, exclusively from Rust-Oleum.
Sweeten any moment with soft, fruity, chewy Fruit Vines Bites. From the Red Vines family, introducing Fruit Vines Bites. Live on the sweet side with Fruit Vines.
Monday morning on America's Morning Headquarters. What have we learned after the first hurricane of the Atlantic season? Arthur. Find out on AMHQ. Plus, this photograph changed his life. A young Typhoon Haiyan survivor's unforgettable story. Monday morning on America's Morning Headquarters, only on your Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under smoky skies. Tonight. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms. High 88. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
A Weather Channel original series.
This is a dangerous job.
Catching Hell, Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
If you're in the evacuation zone and people tell you to evacuate, local officials have issued those orders, go now. Sun may be shining, but as you point out, conditions will deteriorate later today.
We ask our citizens and visitors in the eastern part of our state, especially along the coast and especially in the Outer Banks, please listen to your media outlets, weather reports, and your local officials.
I've been here forever. I ain't never left yet, so I don't think this one's going to run me off.
Look, you can see the tide starting to come in as well. Water's starting to come up this way. We're not going to stay here. Our plan is to go back down towards Salvo. Winds are at 80 miles an hour right now.
I'm just getting sandblasted, and you can feel the stinging just through the 2 layers.
People are starting to come out. It's hard to walk on the beach, though, with all this sand that's whipping up into your face. But again, the winds will continue to die down, and that sun is going to be back out.
1:30 on the Weather Channel. I'm Nick Walker. We want to thank you for staying with us as we bring you live extended coverage tracking Arthur. Got some new information streaming into the Weather Channel newsroom on Arthur. Here's the latest. Arthur closed It caused two tornadoes in North Carolina. Both occurred in Duplin County last night. Both were rated EF1s. In the Outer Banks, crews are working to restore electricity on Ocracoke Island. Officials hope to have full power back by Sunday night. Until then, there is a mandatory curfew from 10 p.m. until 6 a.m. All right, let's get the latest now from Kyla.
Yeah, and I tell you what, watching that video talking about evacuations, you know, a Category 2 hit in 2008 made landfall. 21 people died. With Arthur, we've had no loss of life, and that's fantastic news. So you had to evacuate. I know it's tough, but I'm really glad to. Let's see what's going on right now. The winds, Hurricane Arthur, still a Category 1 hurricane, 80-mile-per-hour winds, the pressure about 976 millibars. It's really cruising there, moving to the northeast at 28 miles per hour, and it's off the coast of Massachusetts. If you head out from Chatham, that's about where it's sitting right now. And this is the projected timing of the path as it continues across, making yet another landfall as it gets up to Nova Scotia, and eventually pressing on out as we get into Monday into the Canadian Maritimes. This is the radar right now. They're getting plenty of rain on the Cape. In fact, flooding concerns there right now. So much has come down so quickly. You can see in Boston, not bad. The rain's a little bit lighter there, but we head out to the Cape. We're in Chatham, Nantucket. They're starting to get hit yet again. And here we are with some of the flash flood warnings for Bristol and Plymouth County. 15 p.m. tonight. Move further to the east here. You can see that also includes Barnstable County until midnight as this rain continues to hammer this area. So let's look at the future track, and you can see it is out. It's getting out of there in the overnight hours for those of you in Boston and New Hampshire. As we go up to Maine, it's going to linger a little bit more there Saturday at 10 a.m. But by the time we get into the afternoon, it too will be out of here. 24 hours, another inch to 2 of rain for Providence, New Bedford, and Boston. So we're not done yet, everybody. Further north, look at the northern reaches of Maine. They could see 5 to 8 inches of rain in the next 24 hours. Augusta, for you, it'll be certainly less. Bangor, you're going to be about that 5-inch range. The wave height is something interesting to watch with this. And take a look at this. We look off the coast of New England, 10.2 feet. That's how high the waves are. Incredible. You think about that. And you know, it's starting to move to the north, but those wave heights trailing it a little bit there. The wind as well. Nantucket seeing 44-mile-per-hour gusts. Of course, we're having some power outage problems because of all of the wind that's coming down. And if we track this forward, you can see that we're forecasting 40 to 50-mile-per-hour winds still tonight in Cape Cod. But as we get through the overnight hours, that will start to die down. Although, look at that, tomorrow afternoon, still 15 to 20-mile-per-hour winds. That's why we have to look out for those rip currents as well, Nick.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Arthur's causing a rough night in New England. But it was even worse last night for people in the Outer Banks. NBC's Kerry Sanders is in Kill Devil Hills with a look back at landfall.
This was a deceptive hurricane. It was packing a serious punch, but the region escaped widespread devastation. There are no deaths and no serious injuries attributed to this hurricane. In fact, tonight, the biggest hassle associated with Hurricane Arthur is for the thousands who are still waiting for the power to come back on.
Roaring in overnight, Hurricane Arthur made landfall in North Carolina. The howling winds gusted to 101 miles per hour, whipping through the Outer Banks, creating its own fireworks show, flipping a shed and downing trees.
We are really getting hammered with the wind.
It is extremely hard to stand.
It took more than 4 hours for the floodwaters to recede in historic Manteo. The extent of damage has not yet been fully calculated, but some here say this is a way of life.
We've been through this many times before. Wind blows, storms come, we clean up. Next day we go and do what we do.
Arthur's powerful waves shifted the concrete barriers along North Carolina Highway 12, and the rush of water buckled portions of that sole artery to Hatteras Island. There's not only damage to the road, but also to some mobile homes.
We are seeing some beach erosion. There are shingles off some houses. We have some dock debris.
But North Carolina's Governor, Pat McCrory, was also happy to be the bearer of good news.
The North Carolina beaches are open for business.
And as beachgoers resume their holiday, officials warn about the potential dangers of rip currents. Though the damage was thankfully minimal, Jake Garabed says Hurricane Arthur definitely had an impact.
The house was shaking. Laying in bed or standing up, walking around, it kind of felt like an earthquake.
For the million-plus tourists who come here to the Outer Banks for the July 4th weekend, it's now back to blue skies. It turns out this fast-moving hurricane was mostly an inconvenience. In Kill Devil Hills, Kerry Sanders, NBC News for the Weather Channel.
And while Arthur still inconveniences folks in the Northeast, we want to turn our attention back toward the Midwest as thunderstorms have made their return and will continue to do so into tomorrow, maybe even some severe weather the latter part of your holiday weekend. Watching a few thunderstorms coming across southern Minnesota right now. We'll watch Interstate 90 for some tough travel. Minneapolis to Mason City could feel their effects. Tomorrow, we'll be seeing more of this moist flow coming up ahead of a cold front. A very active jet stream helping to destabilize the atmosphere, causing a lot of lift of that moisture, and thunderstorms firing up all the way into Monday here around the Great Lakes, down toward the Ohio Valley and up into portions of the Northeast as well. Here's the area tomorrow to watch for scattered thunderstorms. Omaha, Kansas City, Des Moines, Minneapolis up toward Duluth. And look at that red area. It's a pretty big one here. Green Bay to Chicago and back across the central portions of Wisconsin, down into Illinois, and scattered thunderstorms from St. Louis to Cincinnati. Detroit, you'll be in this the first of your work week. Chicago, watching for some stormy skies on Sunday. I think that's going to be sandwiched in between a couple of pretty decent days. Temperatures warming up into the mid-80s there for Sunday and on into Monday. The Northeast is going to see these thunderstorms return next week as more of that moist flow makes its way eastward, as does that cold front as well. And that jet stream dip is all going to add to the thunderstorm threat here all the way through midweek. So thunderstorm threats abound here from the Midwest to the Northeast. Wet times ahead again for the Northeast. Kyla?
All right, we'll take a breath there before we get to that. Thank you, Nick. A dramatic moment this morning in the Outer Banks. A woman in labor stranded by the storm surge, and the Weather Channel was there for her rescue. But first, the sunshine returned after Arthur and people streamed to the beach. But there is a hidden danger. We will tell you why families are being warned about the water. A story you need to hear when we come back.
This program brought to you by Crizal. Live life in the clear.
Watch. Nothing can stop Crizal no-glare lenses. Neither water, nor scratch, nor dirt or dust, nor smudge, nor glare of night can keep your lenses from giving you the clearest vision possible. And Crizal has ESPF 25 to protect your eyes 25 times more from the damaging rays of the sun. Crizal no-glare lenses. Live life in the clear. Ask for them at your eye care professional.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms. High 88. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
I'm going Klondike. Do you want anything?
No, I'm good. Yeah, I wouldn't want to spoil my dinner or anything.
Oh, yeah. I totally get that. Makes sense.
More ice cream, more summer fun. Walmart.
I'm a loving husband and a real good dad, but weeds just make me rattlesnake mad. Well, Roundup has a sharpshooting wand. I'm sending them weeds to the great beyond. Roundup. Yeah. No need to pump, just point and shoot. Hit him in the leaves and it kills to the root. Round fences, trees, even mulched beds. Cause the only good weed is a weed that's dead. Roundup. Yeah. Roundup. Yeah. With a one-touch wand.
If you take multiple medications, a dry mouth can be a common side effect. That's why there's Biotene. It comes in oral rinse, spray, or gel, so there's moisturizing relief for everyone. Biotene, for people who suffer from dry mouth.
Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe, Shannon. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
The best part of coming together is how delicious it can be. Hershey's S'mores, the unmistakable taste that reminds us that life is delicious.
I'm a painter, and Scotch Blue is my tape.
I'm a painter, and Scotch Blue is my tape.
Pro painters count on Scotch Blue. Now with advanced Edge-Lock paint line protector for even sharper paint lines.
I am a painter, and Scotch Blue is my tape.
Scotch Blue painter stamp.
With diabetes, it's tough to keep life balanced. I don't always have time to eat like I should. That's why I like Glucerna shakes. They have slowly digestible carbs to help minimize blood sugar spikes.
Glucerna, the #1 doctor-recommended brand.
Want to celebrate the 4th without little uninvited guests? Stop by your neighborhood Ace to get Ortho Home Defense Max with Comfort Wand. Just $9.99 after $3 instant savings during our 4th of July event, happening now.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back. As we continue to track Arthur, and the newest advisory is in now from the National Hurricane Center. It is still a hurricane. 75-mile-per-hour winds in the center. The central pressure, 976 millibars. Note the location of the center. 225 miles southwest of Yarmouth, Nova Scotia now. Moving off toward the northeast at a really fast clip at about 31 miles per hour. At this rate, it is going to be slamming into Nova Scotia here as we get into the latter part of the weekend.
All right, thank you, Nick. We'll take a look at this video we've got to show you. The might of Hurricane Arthur in the Outer Banks. Power flashes, strong winds, heavy rain. It all battered the Nags Head area early Friday morning. Oh, look at all that water. Skies cleared, though, over the Outer Banks after Arthur moved out. That's the good news, right? Now people are hoping to salvage their holiday plans.
Yeah, but the storm left some obstacles in the way of a good time. The Weather Channel's Ron Blum is in Kill Devil Hills to explain.
Well, here on the beach at Kill Devil Hills, you can see the beach walkers are back out. In fact, people were streaming out to the beach as early as 10 o'clock this morning as Hurricane Arthur pushed to the north. This was a very fast-moving storm. The governor of North Carolina called it a good day. Why? Because there were no fatalities, there were no serious casualties, and actually the structural damage was fairly limited. This was a very fast-moving storm. It was picking up from 15 to 17, 18 miles an hour as it zoomed past here. So rather than coming in straight from the ocean and making a direct hit, it was clipping by. Now, things down where Jim Cantore was reporting was a more serious story. They had a lot of flooding. The power's still out. The people are isolated and cut off. The big issue there is Highway 12. They've got to do some repairs, but more important, the big bridge at Oregon Inlet has to be inspected. So much storm surge went through that inlet that they want to make sure that those piers that the bridge sits on were not undermined. So they've been in there all day with sonar testing, and the governor says until they're sure it's safe, they don't want anybody to go through it. Now, that's caused some frustration for vacationers who are stacking up there now at a fishing area parking lot. They want to get back in. Let's listen.
I've been coming down here for a long time, and this is actually the second A-lettered hurricane that I've gone through. You know, the first one we stayed and everything was fine. This time I was forced to evacuate, and I was really prepared to hunker down and sit it out.
Back on the beaches, it's still the 4th of July holiday, but there's a hidden threat here, and that's the rip currents. Out here where there's these lull areas between the waves, there is this tremendous outflow of water, especially as the big waves continue to pile up. In fact, we saw one boy on a surfboard get a little caught in. He was paddling vigorously in, but was still being pulled out. Fortunately, he got to the side. He was caught by a big wave and he was pushed in. The lifeguards are stressing to be careful around the water. In fact, there's no swimming flags that are out here. But the 4th of July weekend goes on. The firework displays that were canceled for tonight have been rescheduled, many of them on Saturday night, and one over at Manteo, which had some flooding, will happen on Sunday night. And that is the story from the North Carolina coast, where everyone is glad to see Arthur moving on. I'm Ron Blum. Back to you.
Yes, Arthur's vacation is over for the Carolinas, but moms and dads, you want to check in with those lifeguards tomorrow and make sure before you let anybody go in the water that you're not in the area that's the most dangerous place to be where the rip currents are. And likely it's going to be a rough day tomorrow still. But in the Northeast and down in the Carolinas, you can see we are going to clear out. It's going to be nice, 79 degrees there in Boston, 82 in New York, 80 in Chicago, some rain in Minneapolis, heat down in Dallas. And look at that monsoonal moisture that's coming in the southwest. That will help to cool you down eventually. But let's watch out for those severe storms as we look into places like Wisconsin on our Sunday, heading down into Chicago. So Madison, you could see some of that as well. And Denver, 95 degrees for you. We could get a little rain in there, but boy, a beautiful day in the Northeast. We're in the 80s. It's going to be sunny and beautiful, making up for maybe a little bit of a lackluster day today for your 4th of July. Now, more rain will be coming through the Ohio Valley and heading towards the Northeast as we start our work week. Won't really make it to the I-95 corridor as we get into Monday, but it'll certainly be in western PA and New York, and also as we go through Ohio into Illinois. 107 in Phoenix on your Monday as you start the work week, but look at what a difference a day makes. On Tuesday, now that we have the cloud cover and that monsoonal moisture coming in, we're going to drop down to 97 degrees. That is a nice break for a place that's had incredible heat. Beautiful in Seattle in the 80s on your Tuesday as we get into Wednesday. A little bit more of the same on the West Coast. Absolutely beautiful 70s in San Francisco and LA, but now the rain will certainly be in play for you in New York City and Boston. You will be in the 80s. Lots of rain, in fact, in that eastern third of the country all the way down to Miami, and those temperatures are up there, right? But as we get into Thursday, you can see the nice Midwest weather that we're having. 84 in Minneapolis, 78 in Chicago. Still a rainy day, though, along that East Coast. If you're traveling on Thursday, maybe heading towards the weekend, you could have a little bit of a travel delay going on there. But by Friday, at least we're clearing out where the big airports are up there in New York City, where we've got LaGuardia and JFK in Newark. We should be doing just fine on your Friday. The Southeast, though, rainy times for you. Midwest, 80s, looking good. 92 in Denver and 70s in San Francisco and LA. Nick.
Well, flooding made some streets and highways in the Outer Banks unpassable last night, but one woman wasn't taking no for an answer, and she has a very good reason. Find out why she got a special escort from the National Guard. We're also taking a look at Washington. A live picture here on this 4th of July. Happy 4th, everyone.
Defiance is in our bones. Defiance never grows old. Citracal Maximum, calcium citrate plus D. Highly soluble, easily absorbed.
I'm MMA champ Chuck Liddell, and I stop things. People. Problems. Anything that moves. Just like Duralast brakes. They stop anything! And if you use anything else, you should stop. Duralast. Proven tough. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Monday morning on America's Morning Headquarters. What have we learned after the first hurricane of the Atlantic season? Arthur. Find out on AMHQ. Plus, this photograph changed his life. A young Typhoon Haiyan survivor's unforgettable story. Monday morning on America's Morning Headquarters, only on your Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms. High 88. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
For you.
Yeah, that ice cream man has nothing on us. It's not even a competition. Thank you, Walmart.
More ice cream, more summer fun. Walmart.
They lived.
They lived. They lived.
We lived, thanks to our Subaru.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
New Olympic Elite Advanced Stain and Sealant in 1 has revolutionary color-rich technology and 4-season protection package that penetrates deep to protect and beautify.
Dad, I'm hungry.
New Olympic Elite.
Dad.
New Olympic Elite. From America's most trusted brand since 1938. Only at Lowe's.
Who's he talking to?
I don't know, honey. I don't know.
Quiet! Mom has a headache!
Had a headache, but now I don't. Excedrin is fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin. Headache gone.
So, Duke, what do you think for our new Bush's Baked Beans video game?
I think I'm getting the hang of it.
Now, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Are you a man over 40 and feeling tired, losing muscle, have less romantic drive? Then call now for the Ageless Male Free Testosterone Giveaway. For the first time ever, not just 100 or 1,000, but every man who calls in the next few minutes will receive a free 30-day supply of Ageless Male. Ageless Male has ingredients clinically shown to increase free testosterone levels, and that supports muscle health, boosts romantic drive, and supports energy metabolism. Even though we've already sold over 800,000 bottles of Ageless Male, this is the first time ever we're offering Ageless Male for free. All you pay is shipping and handling. More muscle, more romantic drive, more energy. And it all starts with this amazing offer, the Ageless Male Free Testosterone Giveaway. Your free 30-day supply is waiting for you. Call now.
Don't delay. This is a limited time offer. Call 1-800-517-1371 to secure your free bottle today. That's 1-800-517-1371 or visit agelessmalefree.com.
Promo code TV500 at Vistaprint.com.
I love my job.
Vistaprint.com.
The Coasties are back, and Monday, the Weather Channel is the only place to find them. Coast Guard, Cape Disappointment. Monday nights at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Kelly Cass with your tropical update. It's 52 past the hour. We just got a brand new advisory from the National Hurricane Center, and the more important thing to take note of is just how quickly it is moving. It is really racing now away from the New England coastline and working its way up towards Nova Scotia, where tropical storm warnings are in effect. And you can see the storm looking a little more ragged on that last image right there. So the winds have decreased down to 75 miles per hour, but that is still a hurricane, a Category 1 hurricane racing to the northeast at 31 miles per hour. The pressure 976 millibars. Definitely not as impressive on the satellite imagery, kind of losing just, we were able to see the eye for a little while there. Now it's kind of popping back under those clouds, and we're not able to see it just as well. But it's still a hazard. We're still seeing some very heavy rain, and tropical storm conditions are being felt right now, Nantucket here in Cape Cod. So here's where it is located right now, and eventually it is going to race on up towards Nova Scotia, making a landfall sometime early tomorrow morning. And then after that, moving past there into the Canadian Maritimes up in the direction of Greenland, losing its tropical characteristics. So right now we do have tropical storm warnings that do continue for much of the Cape, right on down towards Nantucket, where winds for a while were gusting over 60 miles per hour. We do have reports of some trees down in Plymouth, as well as Chatham, Massachusetts. Also some flooding being reported now on Candle Street on the island of Nantucket. You can check out the winds that are gusting right now, 58 miles per hour Nantucket, 39 miles per hour for Chatham. Boston, not as bad, but it's been a rainy day today. No Red Sox game. They had to scratch that one. They're going to do a doubleheader tomorrow against the Orioles. Here's a look at the winds that are still kind of breezy back towards New York City, about 20 mile per hour winds here. Fortunately, able to set off the fireworks. No problem with that. But you can see out towards the east end of Long Island, Montauk, you're still gusting close to 30 miles per hour. But at least the rainfall is beginning to taper off. And eventually, as the winds die down, we'll start to see the waves coming down as well, but don't let that deceive you, especially if you want to head out toward the beaches this weekend. The rip current threat is still going to be running very high, especially along the coast of New England. You can still see the heavy rain going on right here in Provincetown, Mass, and we have been dealing with some flash flooding in some of these areas just south of Plymouth now. We do have a flash flood warning in effect, so turn around, don't around, especially when it's dark out. You can't tell just how high that water is. So we'll take this model and push it forward, see the rain taper off from west to east, eventually making way for a pretty decent rest of your holiday weekend. So enjoy. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks so much, Kelly. Hey, if you've ever been watching over the past hour, you've noticed the power of nature, obviously. Arthur flooded towns, destroyed roads, and stopped cars right in their tracks.
But there's one thing it couldn't stop: a mother-to-be in labor. The Weather Channel's Dave Malkoff was there for the stormy send-off.
We've made it to the other side of the bridge that connects Manteo to Nags Head. Look at all this storm surge that is cutting off the bridge and cutting off access for a woman who's in labor in a car, and she needs to get to the other side desperately so she can have that baby. Let's talk to this officer up here. Hey.
Yeah.
Where is she?
Right back in that truck right now.
She's right back here? Hey, you guys, is everything all right in there?
We're good.
Yeah, up front here. Just hang on with me here. Here. Whoop. Oh. Well, there she goes. This is I guess you'd call that a deuce and a half. That truck there, the National Guard, they're gonna take them over the storm surge with the baby. She's in labor right now. Thought she was in the ambulance. She's actually in this deuce and a half right now. Watch them go through the water here. Think about this. She's in labor. She's going through, all the pains of labor, and she's, having contractions. And look at that. Look at that. You do not want to cross that in any other vehicle but something that has those big wheels there. I hope she makes it to safety. I hope it all turns out well. But you know what? If it's a boy, they better name it Arthur. We are on the flooded bridge between Manteo and Nags Head. I'm Dave Malkoff, the Weather Channel. Back to you.
I'm sure that will be under consideration. We sure hope that mom is doing okay tonight.
Congratulations to both mom and dad.
Yes. Our special coverage of Arthur and its aftermath continues in 60 seconds on the Weather Channel.
You'll find up-to-date information on weather.com as well, all hours of the day and night.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms. High 88. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Getting hammered with the wind. Winds are at 80 miles an hour right now. Oh.
A hard-driving hurricane, Arthur, slammed into the Carolina coast as a Category 2 in the middle of the night.
Well, now the storm is off the northeast coast, delivering pounding rain and just drenching coastal areas.
And we welcome you into Weather Center Live. We're so glad to have you here on this 4th of July. I'm Kylie Grogan along with Nick Walker. And tonight we are tracking Hurricane Arthur and also bringing you some of the most memorable moments from the storm. But first things first, we want to see exactly where Arthur is now. And Nick, take it away.
All right, thanks so much. We are still dealing with Arthur. We are still dealing with an active hurricane. And the latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center keeps Arthur at hurricane strength with winds of 75 miles per hour. It's really scooting off toward the northeast, as you can see on the satellite picture. And also, by the readings here, 31 miles per hour is the forward speed here. And its location, 75 miles east-southeast of Chatham, Massachusetts. Just about right there is the center of this as it continues to push on up toward the northeast and toward the Canadian Maritime provinces. It's being aided and abetted by an upper-level trough. That's going to help just move it right along and bring it on up into coastal Maine, into Nova Scotia. We've already begun to see the heavy rain here around Maine and even some of the inland areas too. And we're seeing less and less of that heavier rain back into the inland areas of Massachusetts. New Bedford just clobbered. I mean, some readings are as much as 8 inches of rain today, and at least 4 and more of that happened just in about 4 hours or so. Still some heavy rain out toward the Cape right now, and still some flash flood warnings here back toward Bourne, Buzzards Bay, and Wareham, Barnstable, and Plymouth counties under those flash flood warnings right now. Please don't venture out on those water-covered roadways. Wave height still pretty impressive here, but going down a little farther toward the south into the Carolinas and much of the mid-Atlantic. The wind gusts still pretty impressive, though. We had a 63-mile-per-hour wind gust around Nantucket, 54 miles per hour here in the last reading. A buoy just offshore here at 58 miles per hour. So winds is still going to be something to deal with. We aren't going to be in the brunt of the winds on the land areas, but it's all out here. And as we head into tomorrow morning, it looks like they're going to feel those winds here around Nova Scotia to the tune of about 70 miles per hour up toward Newfoundland, a little bit less, and on into Sunday. Kyla?
All right, thank you, Nick. Let's get you up to speed on the new information streaming into the Weather Channel newsroom on Arthur. Here's the latest. The Nantucket Memorial Airport is now closed to commercial flights. Authorities have opened a storm shelter on the island. Now, in the Outer Banks, crews are working to restore electricity on Ocracoke Island, and officials hope to have full power back by Sunday night. But until then, there is a mandatory curfew from 10 p.m. until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Well, our own Jim Cantori rode out Hurricane Arthur last night in the town of Waves, North Carolina, and tonight he's made his way to Hatteras Island, where tourists and business owners are hoping to get the holiday weekend back on track.
Good evening, everybody, from Waves, North Carolina here. Really a pretty night and almost a windless night. The bugs are biting and things are back to normal here on Hatteras Island, except for the fact that we just can't get people back in here. Highway 12 remains closed, and here's why. Let me show you the area where the problem is, and it's right at Oregon Inlet, right where Pea Island is, right where the temporary bridge is, and this is pretty much as you make your way from the northern part of the island down here to the true part of the Outer Banks in an area where at times you only have about 100 yards between the Sound and the ocean. But it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous, and that's why so many people want to come down here. The area remains cut off. It remains closed, according to the North Carolina Department of Transportation, and it is going to stay that way until they, A, feel confident in the bridge that is not, undermined, and B, they can repair that road. There's about a 6-foot washout under some of the asphalt there, and they've had the equipment standing by to do just that, and they're hoping, the hope is that they get that done tomorrow, and people can start coming and going here on Hatteras Island. That is the hope. Good news is ferries. They are also running. All 7 of them that service the island are up and running once again, and they should be at full service and capacity tomorrow. All right, guys, it was a wild night. 24 hours ago, the worst of this storm was starting to come in. We told you it was going to be an overnight threat for the Outer Banks, and that is exactly what it was. Me and my crew, 17 straight hours. Check it out.
We haven't gotten into the worst impacts. Everyone in Adair County needs to hunker down.
It's past 1 o'clock Eastern time as we continue to watch Hurricane Arthur stroll through Pamlico Sound here. And when winds are gusting 60 miles per hour or even stronger than that at times, almost knocking me off my feet. As a matter of fact, I'm actually surprised I'm still standing. I'm almost feeling a little bit protected from the wind here, but occasionally the winds have really gusted. But wow, what a storm. This thing's packing a punch.
We just had an unofficial report of 103 miles per hour at Stumpy Point, 15 miles to my northwest. We are still in the eye, and we're still trying to get in a safe place. lot. So we're sitting up here on higher ground. Hopefully it won't come much higher.
Wow. Wow, indeed. And you know, guys, it's one thing when you're a meteorologist and you've been through storm surge, you know the water's going to come up, you know how high it's going to get and what it's going to do. But it's another thing if you're a producer or a cameraman or an audio guy or a satellite truck operator. I mean, most of my crew had not experienced storm surge like that. So I'm trying to keep these guys calm, and we're trying to get, obviously, to higher ground as the water is coming in. And I'll tell you, it was just an incredible thing. But my hat's off to my crew. Simply, once the water started going down and it was safe to go back outside, these guys all pretty much got right back to work, and we got back on the air once again to bring you the great pictures that we do on the Weather Channel. So we take you through it. Yes, we want you to leave. Yes, we don't want you there. And probably many of you say, Cantore, why are you there? I'm there because I want to show you just how bad it gets. And we do it at a safe distance from the storm. We get out of harm's way. We have a plan so that you can see why you were asked to leave. Hopefully, Mother Nature does not visit the Outer Banks in the way she did on July 3rd. Again, for the rest of the summer. That would be fine for everybody. Hopefully, the island back up and running tomorrow. That's the wish here tonight from Hatteras Island. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Jim. Well, Arthur is still packing a punch tonight in the Northeast.
Yeah, strong winds are lashing the coast and the island of Nantucket, seeing tropical storm force winds. Heavy rain also causing a major flood threat. See where the heaviest rain is falling, and we'll pinpoint where it could get even worse. That plus your 4th of July weekend forecast. Yeah, we got a whole weekend left to go. That's coming up next.
At Panera Bread, we fill our freshly baked flatbread with bold, unflat flavors, like taste inspired by the freshness of the Mediterranean. So you always get flavor that's anything but flat. New flatbread sandwiches. Try one today.
Find your Panera Bread favorite and share with us. #PaneraFaves.
Bridgestone's new Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and go up to 50 miles.
We can drive 50 miles on a flat, and you have an app that makes nails pop up?
Yep.
We could rule the world. But I've got carpool at 3, though, so
that time
we could, mess with the world.
50 miles on a flat. Because if your tires keep rolling, your day does too. And there's no better place to get your Bridgestone Drive Guard tires than Firestone Complete Auto Care.
Of milk, all the deliciousness of Hershey's syrup. Squeeze, stir, share.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms. High 88. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Channel original series.
This is a dangerous job.
Catching Hell. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
I'm a loving husband and a real good dad, but weeds just make me rattlesnake mad. Well, Roundup has a sharpshooting wand. I'm sending them weeds to the great beyond. Roundup. Yeah. No need to pump, just point and shoot. Hit them in the leaves and it kills to the root. Ground fences, trees, even mulched beds. Because the only good weed is a weed that's dead. Roundup. Yeah. Roundup. Yeah. With a one-touch wand.
What makes Florida's natural orange juice taste so uniquely fresh and delicious? Is it the rich Florida soil or the perfect blend of sunshine, rain, and temperature? Maybe it's the fact that Florida's natural oranges are never imported. They're raised right here in Florida and passed with care from our hands to yours. 100% pure, 100% Florida. Florida's natural. Try our new citrus smoothies in the chilled juice section next to our orange juice.
The fury of Hurricane Arthur not quite tamed here yet in Nantucket. We've seen some flooding here. Got these latest pictures in now of high water in Nantucket. We've had some high winds too, up to 63 miles per hour. And that plus the high water has canceled commercial flights and Highline ferries out of Nantucket here tonight. A Red Cross shelter, by the way, is open at Nantucket High. You can catch a bus to it at the Greenhound stop downtown. Still, lots of flooding problems throughout the Northeast as Arthur really is putting down the water. Kyla?
Yeah, it sure is. You know, I used to go to the Cape with my grandparents in the summer. It's a beautiful place, but we are dealing with flooding there, and people who live there know that they are coastal communities. They are in low-lying areas and that they're going to be dealing with it. But check out New Bedford, Massachusetts. Over 6 inches of rain today. Most of it fell in about 4 hours. They got over 4.5 inches of that rain coming down very quickly. We take a look now, and I've noticed that, you know, we're getting more green and less yellow. The yellow is the heavier rain, so we're getting a little progress here as we look at the Cape, where it's not quite as heavy as it was earlier tonight. And certainly if you're in Boston or Providence, it's much lighter showers. So that's some good news. But yeah, we've had a lot of rainfall. Look at this. In 12 hours, over 4 inches down the Rhode Island coastline, about 1.6 as we get up into parts of Massachusetts. But the Cape has really gotten hammered. And as we look at the radar, you can see, even though those heavier bands are now moving off, it's left a lot of water in its wake. Up in Bangor, Maine, they're also getting some of that rain. Again, we're not seeing the oranges and reds. That's some good news. Let's track this forward for you, our future track, which shows you what's going to happen as we get into the overnight hours. All of this heading on out. Now, take a look at Bangor. That's 7, 8 a.m., and you can see we do still have some of that rain coming down. But Boston, you're going to wake up to a much different scenario. 3 to 5 inches of additional rain in their northern parts of Maine, about 1 to 2 as we look at the coastline, including the Cape. The flood alerts are still up now just for Maine, so they've taken them down along Boston and the Massachusetts coastline. And hey, on the other side of this, I get to tell you some good news. You ready? Beautiful for your Saturday and Sunday. I had to sing, had to do it. It's just going to be so nice. Highs in the upper 70s on Saturday, 85 and a little sunshine for your Sunday. Nick.
You know it's good when you can sing about it.
Yeah, man.
Hey, you know, stores along the the North Carolina coast, they're not singing, no, but they are ready to get back to business after Arthur. The damage already done as many businesses lost important sales during the 4th of July vacation week.
I was really surprised to see it come through. Of course, we can prep for damage and everything, and of course we have damage, but it's nothing to compare with the loss of business. Just this week, just the loss of business this week is tremendous, and that's going to be the hard part to recover from.
Well, hopefully a couple of nice days this weekend will at least help. And as we look into the weekend, we're going to see a couple of nice days around much of the country, including the Northeast. Still some residual rain left behind here around Maine tomorrow early on. But I tell you what, we're going to be clearing out just about everywhere else. And by Sunday, we should all be in great shape with those temperatures in the mid and the upper 80s for highs. A lot drier conditions, but the water is still unsettled. So, watch the flags on the beaches there, all right? Philadelphia, 2 days of sunshine both Saturday and on into Sunday. Camden's got that Waterfront Freedom Festival going on here, so enjoy your weekend. And what's not to enjoy here around Atlanta? Hope you've enjoyed the fireworks there tonight. New Orleans, 92 degrees. The expected high tomorrow will be there again on Sunday. The rain confined mostly to the Florida Peninsula in the form of scattered showers and some thunderstorms through Sunday. Charleston, probably going to find some there right along the coast, but hey, Charleston, everybody loves Charleston. Plenty of things to do, and maybe you can, get outside in between those thunderstorms. Going to be a little harder to do that here around portions of the western Great Lakes and the northern plains. Even on into Sunday, we've got the chances of severe weather. Hail, damaging winds, a possibility across Wisconsin, on down into Iowa and Illinois. Chicago might even get in on that as well. Cincinnati, yep, got a couple of red great games both Saturday and Sunday. Should be dry for both of them. 81 tomorrow, 87 for your high temperature on Sunday. And here around the south central part of the country, Houston, yeah, muggy and stormy. Dallas, hot, and you'll see those temperatures there in the 90s. Kyla?
All right, thank you, Nick. Well, Arthur is still a powerful storm, and despite making landfall last night, its impacts continue to be felt right now. Coming up next, we will show you where the storm is heading and who's getting the worst of it tonight. Plus, the Weather Channel deploys new technology to measure storm surge when we come back.
Sun's out. Challenge issued.
New Coppertone Sport AccuSpray. Designed to help you spray where you want, not where you don't.
It's so on.
Coppertone Sport AccuSpray. It's on.
Summertime is watermelon time, and as a farmer, it's my favorite time of year. To know their sweetness will put a smile on someone's face means the world to me. That's why I work with Walmart. They make sure you only get the freshest watermelons, backed by their 100% money-back guarantee.
Bridgestone tires perform best when you need it most. Like when golf commentator David Faraday is on his way to work. Let's go. David has the Bridgestone Turanza tires. And now we drive. Engineered with Serenity technology to absorb road noise for a quiet ride. So quiet. Is this a golf whisper? No. This is a golf whisper.
I'm a painter, and Scotch Blue is my tape.
I am a painter, and Scotch Blue is my tape.
Pro painters count on Scotch Blue. Now with advanced Edge-Lock paint line protector for even sharper paint lines.
I am a painter, and Scotch Blue is my tape.
Scotch Blue Painter's Tape.
Monday morning on America's Morning Headquarters. What have we learned after the first hurricane of the Atlantic season? Arthur, find out on AMHQ. Plus, this photograph changed.
Bug bites, itchy rash. Stop your scratching. Stop your scratching.
Relief starts now. Gold Bond Rapid Relief. 2 itch-fighting medicines instantly relieve bug bites and all kinds of summer itches, so you can get back to fun. Gold Bond. Relief starts now.
Back pain? Get the same kind of therapy without an appointment. New Smart Relief from Icy Hot.
Press a button and relaxing pulses quickly block even chronic pain. It's wireless and easy to use.
New Smart Relief from Icy Hot. No appointment necessary.
Sunny, sexy, sizzling.
People come here to live their dream.
Welcome to Miami Real Estate.
$5 million.
8.9.
$20 million.
Where these 3 agents each have a vice.
You might want to lay off the Botox, because apparently it's seeping into your brain.
I will never lose my Northeast class. This is ridiculous. The high we're supposed to close tomorrow. There really isn't any competition.
Yes.
$1 Million Listing Miami. All new every Wednesday at 9/8 Central. Only by Bravo.
1-800-990-8968. Exos Pro is not sold in stores, so call 1-800-990-8968 today.
The Coasties are back, and Monday, the Weather Channel is the only place to find them. Coast Guard, Cape Disappointment. Monday nights at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Stay tuned for your local on the 8s, brought to you by Lowe's, the place to save this 4th of July.
Kids are fed?
Kids are fed. Homework is done. Baths are taken.
I'm impressed. Looks like you've got everything under control.
We got it all under control here. We're all good, right, guys?
Yeah, we're all good here. Yep.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Love you.
Finally, a paint that's stain-resistant and scrubbable. Introducing new Valspar Reserve. Now get $10 to $40 off our best paint and stains.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, some clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 76. Winds light and variable. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms. High 88. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
where the Coast Guard surveyed the impact of Hurricane Arthur in the Outer Banks of North Carolina today. The crew flew over the coastal area, taking a closer look at the damage caused by the hurricane. Several streets and homes were left flooded, and neighborhoods were covered in mud and water. Just look at how much sand Arthur pushed on shore. A lot of mess left over that will have to be cleaned up. Oh boy. 20 past the hour, and it is time for your tropical update. Meteorologist Nick Walker is here to show us what Arthur's doing right now.
Yeah, a lot of cleanup left there around the Outer Banks, and some roads still to open up. And we're going to find ourselves with more of Arthur to deal with in the Northeast, too, as it makes its move up toward Nova Scotia here tonight and tomorrow. Now, let's just show you a timeline of where Arthur has been. June 28th, the thunderstorms began to interact with this frontal boundary here off of the Carolina shores, and then an area of low pressure began to develop here on June 30th. A tropical depression 1 developed here as we headed into the end of June. Then on July 1st, it became our first tropical storm, our first named storm of the season, Arthur, of course. And then by the time we got into July 3rd, it reached Category 1 strength and really began to influence some of the coastal regions here of the Carolinas. Then, of course, on July 3rd, at 11:15, that was last night, it made landfall as a Category 2 hurricane, 100-mile-per-hour winds. And we had a 101-mile-per-hour gust at landfall there around Cape Lookout. Ocracoke Island, a 99-mile-per-hour wind gust. Still a lot of power outages there. They've got generator power, asking folks to really conserve power as you get back into your homes. Pamlico Sound also saw a 99-mile-per-hour wind gust, and we had numerous gusts into the 80s. And take a look at some of the storm surge totals here. Oregon Inlet, North Carolina, 3.5 feet. Pamlico Sound, 1.8 feet. And, you know, when that rapidly rising water from the sound side around Oregon Inlet made its presence known, we were like, you know, almost 4.5 feet above those normal times.